Greetings, wonderful, 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 wonderful deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. Shout out to everybody who's diving deep. Let's talk about that video, deep divers. That deleted video. Oh, which deleted video, Ralph? That video hasn't been deleted yet. Do you know, deep divers, I had a video called Final Endgame, which was deleted though. Do you know that all over the internet, millions of videos are getting deleted? So we got a lot to talk about, because a lot of censorship has been happening ever since the global pandemic. So don't talk to me about what deleted video. I'm talking about Final Endgame. You remember that video? Shout out to everybody diving deep. Let me just say, deep divers, you are appreciated. I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. One love to Italy, one love to Germany, one love to South Africa, one love to Ethiopia, one love worldwide to everybody here. Like I said, deep divers, I did that video. Watch this before it gets deleted. It's still up now, but YouTube is funny. You know, YouTube is funny. They've been censoring a lot of information that's talking about the truth. So we're going to talk about the truth. We're going to talk about what needs to be spoken about. Let me give a shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. You are appreciated. Everybody who's diving deep. So I started off that video, today's video, the latest video. I started off that video just talking about how in the 60s, you had a lot of great artists. Okay, you had Bob Marley with the One Love. Okay. In the 70s, you had Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall, great song. Okay, you also had T-Rex, and of course, Michael Jackson in the 80s. Do you remember the time? Powerful song. But Michael Jackson was giving you a message in that song. Do you remember the time? Right? And you have other great artists, right? Tupac Shakur, great messages in his music. But we're living in an age right now where a lot of people are quiet. A lot of celebrities are as quiet as a church mouse. And there just happens to be a global pandemic happening. But I want to remind you, there is a huge awakening happening right now on the planet. Huge awakening happening. And I showed you that video where a 1-year-old was told to wear a face mask. Now, take into consideration, the law is below 2, you're okay. So in support of that family, the whole plane, all the passengers on the plane, they left. Right? So this is what we're starting to see, that people are starting to realize being free is your birthright. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Everyone who's diving deep. We ain't even started the show, deep divers. I'm just sending you a lot of good ass energy. Take that, take that, take that. Okay? Let me just see who's here. Karen, shout out to you, Karen. You are appreciated, Karen. Please, can you do a new video about the Dark Night of the Soul, please? I can definitely do that for you, Karen. I can definitely do that. You are appreciated. So let's talk about that video. But first, we're just going to warm up a little bit. So welcome, deep divers. If you're on this live, make sure you smash the like button. Smash the like button and share this link, because we're live. Let's warm up, deep divers. Let's warm up. Okay. You ready to warm up? You got a question? Like I always say, you can talk to me because I just put out the new video. Already 1,500 comments. Already gone viral. So you can talk to me, ask your questions, give thanks, and we'll get into it. I'll just give some people some time to come into the room. Then we'll start, right? I'll give some people some time to come into the room. Then we'll start the show. In the meantime, I wish I had some music, deep divers. What do you think? We have a little party. Now, normally I'm playing 80s, right? Normally I'm playing 80s, but today is a bit different. We ain't going to play 80s first off. We'll play 80s later on. We'll play 80s later on. We'll play 80s later. MZ, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. Thank you for your channel, Ralph. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So there is a huge awakening happening. Huge awakening happening. And this is the video which I played. I'll play it again. We can watch it together. So let's play the video. If you haven't seen it, it's this video I'm talking about. Then you can talk to me about it. Let's play it. Wait a minute. We'll just warm up. Let me shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here. You are appreciated. Everybody who's here, you are appreciated. Shout out to you, Michael. You are appreciated. Thank you to Michael Gibson. Okay. So let me play that video. Hold on a second. One love to everybody in the chat. Once again, deep divers, make sure you tell everybody you know Ralph Smart is live. I'm just giving you some time before we start. We're just warming up. We're just warming up. Okay, so one love to everybody who's here, deep divers. A lot of people enjoyed that boy disturbing the video. You see, that's the beauty, deep divers. That's the beauty of doing videos in the heart of nature. Like, anything can happen. That's why it's always fun. I had to tell him, hey, just chill out. We got a video to make right now. We got a video, right? But that's what I was telling you. You know, children just want to have fun, deep divers. And that's what made the video even more epic. In fact, I was happy he did that because it just shows you how beautiful life is. Like, children don't care about anything. They don't care if you're doing a video. They don't care about anything. So that was good to see. I'm like, okay, you want to do that? And his mother was with him, right? And his mother was with him. In fact, when the children were coming closer to the camera, it's like I was trying to focus. I'm like, let me not say anything. Then I'm like, okay, these children, they're naughty. They're just going to scream. If I didn't say, hey, just chill out, there would be no video today. But like I tell you, children are in a state of freedom. They don't have these rigid rules of don't do this, don't do that. And this is what we have to remind ourselves of. We got to reconnect with the inner child. We got to reconnect with the inner child, right? So let me play you that video I played in the video. Let me play it to you.
The baby, this is the baby. That's 1 year old. 1 year old. because the ladies don't bring a mask?
But I'm Jewish. You see, I have a yarmulke.
What's going on? Why are they going on?
What are you accomplishing?
You're gonna pay the consequences. I'm having it all on tape. This is gonna go all over the news.
Germany!
This is going all over the news. You're all gonna suffer the consequences of this.
All right, so there you saw it. There you saw it, deep divers. There you saw that video. I'll play it again. But very powerful video. And I'm like, okay, I got to do a video about this. That people are waking up all the way in Israel, all the way in the Netherlands, in Austria, in Germany, all over the world, in Mexico, all over the world, people are waking up. And that's the great news. It's great to see that passengers are saying, actually, we are the 99%. And this is what I was talking to you about, the Great Awakening. We got to remind ourselves that we are the 99%. And the 99% have the power. You see, it's majority rule, deep divers. Strength in numbers. So I don't want you to ever feel like you're powerless. You are powerful beyond measure. Like Marianne Williamson said, your deepest fear is not that you're inadequate. Your deepest fear is that you're powerful beyond measure. You see, all of those passengers said, hey, we're all going to get off. We're going to make a stand. And that's how change happens. So you got to remind yourself that you can do a whole lot. We can do a whole lot together. We can do a whole lot together. But that was a powerful video I saw. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's dive into it. One love to everybody here, deep divers. Let me give you some love. Let me just shout out to everybody who's here. I got so much love for everybody who's here. Yeah, you are appreciated. Lynn Winters, thank you so much. I am thankful, grateful, and blessed that I know how to say I'm not having it. Here to drop another love bomb. Wait a minute. I love that. Oh, it's the love bomb. Oh, you are appreciated, Lynn. Let me just read everyone's comment who's there. Michael Jones, you are appreciated. Mecca Sunshine, you are appreciated. Knight in Shining Armor, appreciate you, love you. I got love for you too. Let me just... give a round of applause to everyone who made it, deep divers. Everyone who's waking up, that was for you, right? So let me just give appreciation to everybody who's leaving an offering. You are all appreciated. Ariana Kriebel, the wonderful, magnificent. Thank you for all you do each day to make this world a better place. Sending so much love your waking. Hey, Ariana, I appreciate you. Once again, what are we doing here? raising the frequency. What are we doing here? Raising the vibration. What are we doing here? Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Hey, deep divers, I think it's time we just loosen up a little bit, you know, because these live shows are supposed to be fun. I think we're kind of we need to loosen up. Can we dance a bit, deep divers? Can we do that? Can we dance a bit? You ready to dance a bit? You ready to dance a bit? You ready to dance? Let's go, deep divers.
Some music on the beat. Some beats on the track.
Oh yes, deep divers, that was for you. That was for all the time that you forgot to dance. we got some reggaeton here. You know, we just had to smooth it out, deep divers. We just had to do the samba. We had to just relax a bit. Can we do that? Can we do that, deep divers? Can we enjoy ourselves right now? Remind yourself, that's what we're here to do. You know, that's why you see me always doing a little samba, baby. So let's talk about that deleted video. So a lot of people right now are seeing that the truth is coming out, and it's about time. 3 things that can never be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And it was great to see that video of those passengers standing in solidarity with that mother with her 1-year-old son to say, hey, if you're going to kick her off the plane, we're all going to go. And this is how change happens. This is how change happens. So I had made a video called Final Endgame. And the moment I uploaded it, it got 100,000 views. 100,000 views. Eston, you are appreciated. 100,000 views in the first 13 hours. Now, that video was removed by YouTube. I said, why? talking about medical misinformation, right? So censorship is huge right now. And a lot of people have had their video deleted. Millions of people, truth tellers, whistleblowers. But now the truth is coming out that it's impossible to delete it. Slow motion this side. Because it's not only me speaking. It's not only her speaking. It's not only him speaking. It's the entire world speaking right now. Even people who are fast asleep are starting to say, wait a minute, something isn't adding up. And this is why there's a great awakening happening. It's time to celebrate, deep divers. So, like I was telling you, shout out to everybody who's here in the chat. Deep divers, you are appreciated. The chat is going so fast. I pull up comments, deep divers. And the chat is going so fast. So many people here. Pearson, you are appreciated. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Oh, I'm breathing in that good ass prana. You are appreciated. And I'm here to read your comments, deep divers. Once again, if you're on this live, smash the like button. Smash the like button and let people know we're live. We got a whole lot to talk about. I'm giving thanks to everybody here. Jasmine Bird, you are appreciated. Love and light to everyone. You are appreciated. I enjoy reading these comments, deep divers. I enjoy reading everybody's comments. Easton, you are appreciated. I appreciate you, Ralph, and everyone doing the most to be themselves. What does it mean when you have visual hallucinations? Is it tapping into a higher frequency? Well, you realize that you're a multi-dimensional being, astral traveling throughout space and time, right? We're going to come to that. Also, shout out to Jewel. You are appreciated, Jewel. Juliana, thank you so much. So this was the video. Let me play it again if you're just joining the live. Once again, smash the like button. I'll play you the video, which actually, it made me really Let me play the video. Hold on a second. One love to everybody who's here, deep divers. One love to everybody who's in the chat.
The baby, this is the baby.
One love to everybody who's in the chat. Everybody who's diving deep right about now. The whole world is uniting, deep divers, and this is huge. A lot of people will still be asleep. But it takes time. You got to remind yourself it takes time. But for instance, this event right now that happened on the plane is a monumental event which is going to help people wake up. So let's play the video one more time.
1 year old. 1 year old.
Wait a second. Let me play it. Okay.
The baby, this is the baby.
That's 1 year old. 1 year old.
Because the baby don't bring a mask.
I'm Jewish. See, I have a yarmulke.
What's going on? Why are they going on? What are you accomplishing?
You're gonna pay the consequences. I'm having it all on tape. This is gonna go all over the news. This is going all over the news. You're all gonna suffer the consequences of this.
All right, that was the video, Deep Divers, okay? That was the video. I just played it again. And what that man said, you're all going to suffer the consequences of this. And this is the awakening. Even though many people still may be at the infant stages of awakening, but at least they're starting to say, wait a minute, being free is our birthright. So just know that there is a turning of the tide. Just know that what is done in the dark will come out in the light. Just know that people are starting to wake up slowly. And that's the good news. One love to everybody who's here, Deep Divers. Shout out to everybody and be proud of yourself. Like I say, it hasn't been easy for a lot of people. But if you are still here, able to do a little samba, baby, congratulations. Priscilla, you are appreciated. Thank you and God bless. Priscilla, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. So, as I was saying in an earlier video, as I was saying in the new video, if you look at the sounds from the 60s, the 70s to the 80s, the artists of that generation, they were putting out messages to inspire people, uplift people, make people think. Bob Marley, One Love, Pink Floyd, all of these great bands and artists, Michael Jackson, all of these people. But today, a lot of people are as quiet as a church mouse. So now it's time for people to step up their game and say, wait a minute, we need to now do it for the children. And that's what happened on that plane. They said, wait a minute, we're going to support the children. You see, when it was a 1-year-old involved, now it's going to pull your heartstrings. So I always say freedom matters. Your mental health matters. Community matters. Being around other people matter. Breathing in that good ass prana matters. Right? So let's just remind ourselves every single day that right now we have an opportunity every single day to choose freedom over fear. Let me just give you some love, Deep Divers. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the spoon. Oh yes. One love to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. You are appreciated, deep divers. That was for everybody who's here. I got so much love for everybody here. John, you are appreciated. I appreciate that, John. Thank you so much. You didn't leave a comment. You are appreciated. Deonta, you are appreciated. You are creating spirit monsters like me who kill with kindness. I can see true color so vivid and it steers my march forward. Much love, Ralph. One love to everybody who's here. Spooky, thank you, Ralph. I have the cat down the road. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, like I told you, deep divers, I had to just do that video. Because it was a video that moved me. It was great to see that people realize they are the 99%. You see, you've been told that you are insignificant. You've been told that you are powerless. You've been told that what you do has no consequence. It doesn't matter. It's pointless. No, what you do matters. Who you are matters. And when enough people realize this and come together like Voltron, everything changes. So remind yourself every single day that you have tremendous power. Just like those passengers on that plane. See, I use that as an example. Just like those passengers on that plane, they were able to create change by uniting, coming together. So we got to put aside our differences. All these things which are designed to keep us apart from each other. All these things which are designed to keep us away from each other. We have to realize there's only one race. It's called the human race. Slow motion this side. The comment section is so beautiful. Absolutely. There's only one race and it's called the human race. So when people know this, everything can change for the better. Everything can change. So many beautiful deep divers here. You are all appreciated. Let me shout out to Kim. Kim, much love. Kim, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So as well, I want to talk to you about today's video because when I put it out, as you can see, when I was filming the video, had a lot of people in the background. And those children who were making noise in the video, it was actually a good thing because it's reminding you that's what children do. They're not here to be restricted. They're here to be free. So we got to remind ourselves of that, to always keep alive our inner child every single day. That is essential. Let me shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. I appreciate everybody who's here. Everybody who's here. I'm gonna get to all the comments. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Once again, deep divers, smash the like button. Smash the like button and tell people Ralph Smart is live right now. So, if we realize, deep divers, that a lot of people have been deplatformed, even on YouTube. A lot of people have been censored all over the internet. But that will go on no longer. Because now it's not just one or two people waking up. It's millions. And you can't censor everybody. So I want to remind you to keep speaking your truth even if your voice shakes. I want to remind you that you're on the right path. If you're someone who can see what's going on, you can read between the lines, keep living your truth, because most people are under a deep sleep, a trance, And this is what the ancients talked about. They talked of the Maya. You see, in ancient Egypt, they talked about this. In the Indus Valley, they talked about that. They talked about the Kaaba, which is the spirit body, the Merkaba, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. But when you know that, you realize there's nothing to fear. But what's happened in the Matrix is a lot of people have been disconnected from who they truly are. Now, people are starting to reconnect with themselves. They're starting to say, hey, I need to know who I am. And that's so important. So every single day, remind yourself that people are just like you out there. People are doing their own research, no longer drinking the Kool-Aid. People want answers. People seek the truth. You see, the truth expands you. What did I say in today's video? What did I say? I said, fear blocks manifestation. What? Slow motion this side. What did I say? I said fear blocks manifestation. Fear blocks manifestation. When you are afraid, a lot of fear right now on the planet, when you are in that fear frequency, and that's how the news get you. Fear, fear, fear. That's the only currency they have. Fear blocks manifestation. So when you realize this, you realize there's nothing to be afraid of. Now you can manifest anything you want. Right now you're floating on water, baby. Let's go up. Let's go up, deep divers. Right? No fear. No fear here at all. You see, I want to remind you, the reason why a lot of these artists, like Bob Marley, in 1965, he released One Love. The reason why Bob Marley could put out a song like One Love is because he was authentic. He was a real artist. He was a revolutionary. He was someone who didn't have anything to lose. You see, freedom is when you have nothing left to lose. A lot of celebrities, they know what's going on the planet, but they keep quiet because if they say something, they might lose that record contract. If they say something, they might lose all of that fame. So I want to remind you that you are the celebrities. That's the big secret. And this is what the Great Awakening is about. There's a reason why they call a celebrity a star. You see, we're governed by the stars. But when you realize you're made of stardust, you realize you are the actual celebrity, not those celebrities. Those are the false idols you're worshiping outside of yourself. You should be saying, wait a minute, I'm the celebrity. Move over, Kim K. I'm the celebrity, right? So the real celebrities are the people who are bringing the truth to light. Those are the real celebrities. Let me repeat that. The real celebrities are the ones who are bringing the truth to light, not the ones who are hiding the truth away from you. So, slow motion. Slow motion this side. So I want to remind you, have courage. Remind yourself. I did the video on spirit guides. I've always known I was protected, deep divers. You don't make video after video after video. As you can see, I'm always in great health. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Day in, day out, because I've got many entities in the spirit world watching out for me. You see, this is what people know, that this physical world is a smokescreen in itself. The other world is the spiritual world, which governs everything. And this is what they've done to dumb humanity down is to disconnect people from the spirit realm. And that's why they don't teach you meditation in schools, right? They don't teach you meditation in schools. They don't teach you even about your emotions in school. They don't teach you about how to go within. They don't teach you how to deal with your emotions. Because if they teach you that, now you don't need them. Now you become super powerful. So when you really learn right now, the revolution won't be televised. The revolution won't be televised. The revolution will be internalized. Right? This is where the real revolution happens. Inside of you. When one day you wake up and say, wait a minute, it's time to be free. This is when the real revolution happens. You see, like those passengers on that plane, I'll play the video again. I'll play the video again in a second. But like those passengers, that was good. That was good for them to stand up for that woman with the 1-year-old. But at the same time, if you are going within, you already know what time it is. You already are aware of exactly what's happening. So this is the benefits of really being connected with who you are. You know everything. That you know everything out there is a big smoke screen. And this is what they're trying to keep away from you. That's the secret they're trying to keep away from you. So, like I was saying, there is a lot of good news. There are a lot of great things on the horizon. Many people are starting to wake up. Many people are starting to say, actually, food is medicine. 7-day vegan challenge. One thing, deep divers, I want to tell you. I've been plant-based for 15 years. And this is how it works. You see, have you noticed, deep divers, that if you go to the vegan section of any supermarket, the plant-based section, the foods are twice as expensive, 3 times as expensive, right? So this is how they get people eating junk food. Because plant-based foods, even gluten-free, is triple the price. Right? So this is how the inorganic ones deceive people, because everything, they try and make it awkward for you. But the good news is that a lot of people are saying, hey, we ain't even had breakfast yet. It's time to eat. But I'm just reminding you that there is a rise when you start to change your diet. It's all connected. Everybody who I know who has changed their diet, starting to juice up, get your avocados in, get your broccoli in. Oh, all of a sudden you have a spiritual awakening. All of a sudden you start to wake up. And that's how easy it is. It's as easy as incorporating more alkaline foods into your diet. You see, your body has to be kept at a pH 7. Most people are eating acidic foods, which brings their pH to about 4.5. 4.5. And that's why a little secret is to drink alkaline water pH 10, pH 9. If you get that alkaline water, all of a sudden you're Superwoman, you're Superman. And this is why I told you, a lot of the tap water is full of fluoride. So you can literally heal yourself with just pH 10 water. That's why it's infinite waters. But let me play that video for you again. Shout out to Dr. Sabi. Absolutely. In fact, I'm actually going to get Dr. Sabi's wife on the show soon. I'm going to get Dr. Sabi's wife soon on the show, but that's huge. This is the real awakening. It's changing your diet as well. So let me play the video again. And wait a second. Let me play this video. One love to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. I see you. I see everybody. Let me put myself in the screen. One love, deep divers. How you enjoy the new video? How did you enjoy the new video? A lot of people enjoyed it, right? A lot of people enjoyed those children making noise, right? But like I told you, that was an organic moment. That was an organic moment. Hold on a second, deep divers. What I want to do is I want to bring myself into the screen. One love to everybody here. Once again, make sure you smash the like button. Smash the like button and smash the like button and let everybody know I'm live. There we go. See how easy it is? See how easy it is, deep divers? Shout out to everybody here. So let's go again. So I'll play the video. This time I can actually react to it in live time. So let's go.
The baby, this is the baby. That's 1 year.
Let me stop it right there. This baby, that's 1 year old. Keep that into consideration.
1 year old.
Because the baby's not wearing a mask. But I'm Jewish. You see, I have a yarmulke.
And that's the thing, deep divers. A lot of people are saying, what's going on? Right? What is going on? That's a good question to ask every single day. What's going on?
What are you accomplishing?
You're gonna pay the consequences. I'm having it all on tape. This is gonna go all over the news. Germany. This is going all over the news. You're all gonna suffer the consequences of this.
Now, like I said, what he said at that last thing, you're all going to suffer the consequences of this. As a psychologist, as a criminologist, I'll tell you this. As a psychologist, I'm counseling people every day. A lot of people have depression with this pandemic. A lot of people have more anxiety. So we got to remind ourselves it's costing all nations more because it's affecting people's mental health. Now, the good news is that more people are realizing this and they're choosing to detach completely. I want to remind you, deep divers. Let me shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. I want to remind you, every single day, there's nothing to be afraid of. Every single day, there is nothing to be afraid of. Let me just see the chat properly. Let me just bless you with some music, deep divers. It's time to go 80s a bit. Let's go 80s. I just had to play. Like I say, I'm taking song requests, deep divers. I'm taking song requests. Let me give a shout out to everybody here. And that's why I always say, deep divers, be proud of yourself. I appreciate everybody here. Tyler, Oliviera, you are appreciated. Life is a mystery to me, but here is my energy. I love all collectively as we open our eyes together. Okay, that's beautiful. I like how you put that, as we open our eyes together. You know, that was great to see. It feels so good to be alive. So, like I said, deep divers, the Great Awakening continues. If we realize that the reason why a lot of us are in a situation like this collectively is because we took things for granted. We took our freedoms for granted. We weren't paying attention. When you fall asleep and you don't take care of what has to be taken care of, you might wake up and find yourself in a strange place. That's what's happened. People are like, what the hell is going on? It's because you were asleep. Now you're waking up to a rude awakening. The world is changed. What's happened? Right? So it's time to be awake, to say, actually, right now I have to be awake and aware. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Leader Hill, you are appreciated. Lydia Hill, thanks for constantly dropping knowledge. You are appreciated. Hey, Lydia, let me thank you. Cheers. You are appreciated. So, one thing I want to remind you of, part of this great awakening that's happening is us realizing we can put an end to this nonsense. Plain and simple. We can put an end to this nonsense when we realize we're the 99%. And I spoke about that film Ants, okay? Where Z, the ant worker, he was feeling helpful. He was feeling helpless, sorry for himself. Then he realized, wait a minute, there are millions of ants and only a few generals. He was getting bossed all over the place. Then he said, wait a minute, if all of us ants come together, us worker ants, we can overthrow the generals. And that's what happened. So it's about realizing there is strength in numbers. It's about realizing that I want you just to watch any documentary on ants, what ants can do when they come together. Right? What ants can do when they come together. And you'll be amazed what a tiny ant can do when they come together with a lot of other tiny ants. Right? And this is the importance of teamwork. Unity is the only thing that's going to get us through this. You see, deep divers, I told you, we are being heard. We're not being silenced. We're being heard. Someone sent me this a while back. They're like, Ralph, you're in a classroom. I say, what? They're like, yeah, they're playing your videos. I say, what? They're like, yeah, Ralph, people are watching your videos in school. I said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that's why I told you, deep divers, you really never know. You really never know who's watching you. You really never know where your message is going. Because there are some teachers who are very awake themselves. It's just that they got stuck teaching and, but in their mind, they're like, they know what's going on. And they're like, hey, I want to help the children now. Let's breathe in some good ass prana. So that's how it goes. Like, a lot of people are just born into these institutions. But what you're doing, you can impact them from where you are. Ralph Smart found his way into a classroom, deep divers. Right? We found our way into a classroom. We found our way into a classroom, deep divers. So that's the good news. That's why I told you millions of people are waking up. When I saw this, I'm like, okay. You see, you never know where your videos are going, deep divers. You don't know where your messages are going. It could end up in a school. You could actually be the teacher. You could actually be the teacher. And that's why I told you, this is how this thing works. This is why millions of people are waking up right now on the planet. This is why millions of people are waking up on the planet. Let me give a shout out to everybody who's here. I'm reading every comment. Pinessa Skipper, you are appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Boro, you are appreciated. Here's a 33 for your time, coach. God bless. I appreciate you. You are appreciated. Thank you so much. Dolly, you are appreciated. So much appreciation and love, Ralph. I appreciate that. Deep divers, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. So, shout out to you, Samantha. You are appreciated. So I want to remind you that people are ready for the truth. It's just that there has been an effort to hide the truth from people. So I want to remind you, you may know people, family, friends who are just going along with the script, and you might think, oh, they're zombies. I don't want you to see them as zombies. Realize that you were once there. It's just that they need to be shown something in a more compassionate way. But people are ready for the truth. It's just that the inorganic ones do their best to delete videos, to censor people, to hide the truth. But I want to tell you this. When you hold a ball underwater, deep divers, what happens to that ball if it's inflated? When you hold that ball underwater, what happens to that ball? That's the question I'm asking you. When you hold a ball underwater that's inflated, what is the ball's nature? What is the ball's nature? What is the ball's nature? When you hold, it floats back up. Thank you. You see, when you try and hold a ball that's inflated underwater, its nature is to rise to the surface. So what's been happening is for thousands of years, they've been holding that ball underwater. But the ball's destiny is to pop back up to the top. It's to float to the surface. So I want to remind you that it's inevitable. The whole world is going to awaken. Because the ball has to float to the top. They're just trying to suppress the truth. But the truth is coming out. You can't run from the truth. You can't hide from the truth. And all lies have an expiry date. So when they said in that video about the consequences, you're going to see the consequences of this. We are all going to see the full disclosure. And the hidden is coming to light. And I want to remind you, you don't have to be scared. I'm never scared, deep dive. I'm always protected. I just did a video on spirit guides. Universe has got my back. Don't worry about me. I'm the chosen one, right? Born on March 3rd at 3:03, deep divers. I came in on the 33 wave saying, can I get a hello? But I want to remind you. A lot of people are so scared about speaking about how they feel. I was watching some celebrities and they were asking them about the global pandemic. What do you think about this? And they're like, no comment. They don't even have an opinion about it. Because they're like, if I say something, I might lose my deal. I might lose my record contract. I might lose everything. So you have a lot of celebrities who are faking it because they're not telling you how they really feel. If you go back to the 60s, Bob Marley, he was telling you how he really felt. Get up, stand up. So I want to remind you, those are false idols. You are the real celebrity. Slow motion this side. You are the real celebrity. But a lot of these celebrities who are really slowly waking up, it's very hard when you know the truth to promote a lie. And this is why even a lot of these celebrities, they're starting to do a U-turn. Because they're like, okay, I can't hold this inside of me anymore. Right? So I want to remind you, worldwide in the Netherlands, people protesting in Germany, all over the place. People are saying, we want to be free again. That's what we're here to do, deep divers. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to be in lockdown 24/7. Right? So shout out to everybody who's here. There are a few celebrities. What do I think of Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey had an awakening. Jim Carrey had an awakening because Jim Carrey realized that, you know, he was dating a woman who actually died. I mean, the report said I think she commits suicide. He had a massive awakening. He felt guilty for that. He felt guilty for that. So when you reach that level, you start to realize it doesn't matter how much money you have. Life is more precious than that. So that's why he said, I wish everybody could get wealthy and they'll realize it's not the solution to all of your problems. You see, it's only when you make it to the top of Hollywood that you start to wake up. Let me repeat that. It's only when you make it to the top of Hollywood that you start to wake up. So who had the awakening in Hollywood before Jim Carrey? Do you know who it is? Do you know which actor, which Hollywood actor, which famous Hollywood actor who had the awakening? I'm talking about big actor. One of the biggest Hollywood actors was more awake than most Hollywood actors right now. If you know the name, I'll say, okay, that's right. Shout out to everybody who's here. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is awake. Keanu Reeves is awake. You know, he was Neo. Bruce Lee had the awakening, but also Marlon Brando. Okay, Marlon Brando. If you go and watch the Oscar speech, he didn't even show up to his Oscar. He said, "You know what? I don't even care about an Oscar." Marlon Brando won the Oscar for The Godfather. He didn't even show up. He said, "I don't even care about this." He was protesting for the Native Americans, and he had a woman go and collect it on his behalf, and they all booed her, right? So he was making his protest. Will Smith is awake, but you see a lot of these celebrities, people like Will Smith, all of these people, they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That, you know, they're not going all the way like Bob Marley. You know, they're just 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Kanye West was awake. Kanye West was awake, but the thing about Kanye West, they had to take him to the hospital. And that's what happens in the Matrix. When the inorganic ones give you that limelight to say, "Hey, we're going to give you millions of followers," you don't think it comes with a price? You can't say what you want to say. If you do, knock, knock, it's time to go to the hospital. Take your pills. You bipolar, right? So this is why a lot of these celebrities keep quiet, because they know that the more they speak up, the more that can get taken away from them. Because as a celebrity, you have to make certain agreements in the terms and conditions. You know, XXXTentacion saw that. He was like, "You know what? I don't even want to play their game." You know, XXXTentacion was awake. He was a young guy, but he was awake because he could see the Matrix for what it was. And that's why you got people like Little Pump, all of these people acting a damn fool. Because once again, it's all part of the game. George Carlin, shout out to George Carlin. George Carlin was awake. George Carlin was awake. You know, great comedian. Prince was awake. But you see, you got to remind yourself, they still had to tap dance, even Prince. You know, Prince used to watch my videos, Deep Divers. Prince used to watch my videos. One of his dancers told me, said, "Ralph, you know, Prince introduced me to your videos." People like Prince, they're awake, but they can't say too much. And that's why he had Slave on his cheek. Because, you see, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. And that's why if you get given everything by the inorganic ones, and then you say, "You know what, I'm going to expose you," you break the deal. They got to take you out. That's what happened to Prince. That's what happened to Prince, Michael Jackson, all of these people. Because they wanted to switch sides. You can't do that. When you go with them, you got to go with them. When the inorganic ones say, "Hey, we're going to give you everything," you got to keep playing the game. If you say, "You know what, now I want to wake up people," they say, "No, you can't do that." That's breaking the terms and agreements. But when you start off on a righteous tip, you can keep doing it. That's why I'm still here, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. But I'm just reminding you, you can't serve two masters. You got to choose which side you're on. You can't serve two masters. You're either in or you're out. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that's why I don't blame a lot of these celebrities for acting a damn fool. They got to play the game. All of these celebrities, they got to play the game. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. But they know that they already signed the contract. You can't start talking about awakening and third eye and all of these things. Because if you do, that's it for you. So we got to stop looking to these so-called celebrities. You got to look to yourself. Like I said, the truth is within you. Go within and free yourself every single day. You are more powerful than any celebrity. You are more powerful than the media. You're more powerful than fear. And I told you. Right now, fear is blocking people's manifestation. I'm scared, Ralph. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. All you got to do is breathe. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is breathe, baby. And smile. You got a great smile, by the way. Fantastic. Yeah. You know, there have been a lot of great celebrities who have tried to say things. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. But once again, they're not going all the way like the artists of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're tap dancing. They're tap dancing, playing games. They're not saying it point blank. So I want to remind you, yeah, Tupac Shakur was awake. Tupac was awake, but you got to remind yourself he was distracted. He got caught up. But he was ahead of his time. He was definitely ahead of his time. But I want to remind you of this, that you're learning to be a better listener. Joel, you are appreciated. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. I want to send a shout out to everybody who's here. I want to read your comments in live time. Jay Millie, you are appreciated, brother. Ralph, thank you again for everything you do. I have a baby due in June. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, deep divers. Congratulations, brother. I have a baby due in June and was wondering what vaccines you think would be safe to get him. Your knowledge is a blessing to us all. Let's go 80s. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody here. We're going to talk about that. We'll go 80s in a second. We'll go 80s. We'll go 80s. Definitely. Let me read these comments. Kimberly, thank you so much. The keys of Enoch. It is time. Be the light. Be the key. Come together right now. Absolutely. Yeah, we got to come together. You know, we are the 99%. We are the 99%. And this is what we got to remind ourselves of. We talk of the 1%, right? You talk of the 1% who are the all powerful, the Bilderbergs, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the 1% that rules the world. No, it's actually the 99%, but it's just that they're asleep, right? And this is why the 1% rule, because 99% of people are fast asleep. But now you're starting to see an awakening of the 99%. The sheep are turning into wolves. The sheeps are saying, actually, we don't want to go to the slaughterhouse. You know, people are, let's go 80s, deep divers. Let's go 80s. Let's go 80s. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. That was little 80s for you. That was little 80s for you. So many beautiful deep divers. Let me shout out to everybody who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Untitled man, you are appreciated. Untitled man, you are appreciated. So I want to remind you, deep divers, that there is an awakening happening. Just like those passengers on the plane, they had to speak up. They had to start saying, actually, we're going to stand in solidarity with that woman and a 1-year-old, and we're all going to get off the plane. So this is how we can put an end to this nonsense. Unity, strength in numbers. Once again, remind yourself that you're stronger than you think. One thing I want to talk to you as well when we talk of music and why a lot of these big artists aren't saying anything about what's happening. It's because of soul agreements, soul contracts. It's because of the choice they made. We all have a choice. See, I had a choice, deep divers. You know, I was living in Hollywood at one point. You already know I lived in Topanga, so I would be in Hollywood a lot. And I was approached by a few people. They're like, oh, we love your videos. We got plans for you. I said, what plans? They're like, basically, we want you to be in a show. All you have to do is sign this contract. We can give you millions, and that's it. I said, that's it? Then I read the contract. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Because I knew if I had signed that contract, deep divers, it's over. It's over. Because in the contract, it said you basically have to, we own you, basically. That's what it said. We own you. And this is what I'm trying to tell you about a lot of these celebrities. They are owned by the inorganic ones. They can't say anything. Kanye West said, I sold my soul to the devil for a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. Now, the devil is just the inorganic ones. In other words, that they sold their voice, their freedom. They sold it over. And that's why they got to play the game. They got to stick to the script. They got to stick to the script. What they give you like an alcohol deal. Right? That's what they give you. And you can make millions. Jay-Z's got it. Jay-Z's got the, what has he got? He's got the alcohol deal. So when the inorganic ones get you, they say, hey, we can make you a billionaire. And you'll get to be a billionaire by having your own vodka. Right? You can have your own vodka company. Right? They ain't going to say, hey, you can help awaken millions. They say, no, you have your own vodka company. So all of these billionaires, they're getting rich off vodka, right? Vodka deals. So I'm just trying to remind you that you got to be able to see and read in between the lines that a lot of the times the only way to be on the main stage in the Matrix, not in the real world, in the Matrix world, is that you have to dumb down people. You have to dumb down the masses. You have to hide the truth from them. Because if you tell them the truth, now they become empowered. And this is why the truth has been hidden. And this is why secret societies have been formed all over the planet. To keep the truth hidden and buried from the masses, the 99%. That's why the 1%, they study the knowledge. They study the knowledge of everything. So I want to remind you that if you are awake, you're part of the true 1%. You're part of the true 1%. You're part of the elite. Because this is not for everybody. Most people die at 18 and don't get buried until 75. So I want to remind you, there is a great awakening happening. One thing I want to tell you as well, because with everything happening on the planet right now, wait a minute, deep divers, let's loosen up. Let's loosen up. Let's loosen up a bit. Hey, deep divers, make sure you hit the like button, smash the like button, and tell your friends we're live. Let's just get into the flow state.
Some music on the beat.
Simbies on the track.
Oh yeah, we're just getting into the flow state, deep divers, right? So I want to remind you that there is a lot of great things happening on the planet. I want to remind you not to be in fear. Fear blocks manifestation. Fear weakens the immune system. Fear keeps you in slavery. So remind yourself, nobody is coming to get you. Remind yourself, nobody is out to get you. You're the only one in your way. You're the only one in your way. What did I say in today's video? I said, if it seems like the villains are winning, it's because the story isn't over yet. What? Slow motion this side. Let me say that again. If it seems like the villains are winning, Bill Gates, all of these people, if it seems like the villains are winning, it's because the story isn't over yet. And I want to remind you that how the story ends is the hero's journey. The hero triumphs against the villain. Justice prevails over lies. Love wins over fear. This is how the story actually ends. It's just that right now, you know that part in the film where the villain has all the power? That's what's happening. Right? Gotham City, baby. The Joker. But they actually showed you in that film, The Joker, that the Joker was once very kind and he just got screwed over. But once again, remind yourself, if it seems like the villains are winning, it's because the story is not over yet. So I spoke about the Hopi Prophecy, and this is huge because the Hopi tribe had this prediction. When the earth is ravaged and the animals are dying, a new tribe of people shall come onto the earth from many creeds, colors, classes, and whom by their deeds and actions, shall make the world green again. They shall be known as the warriors of the rainbow. Jordan, you are appreciated. They shall be known as the warriors of the rainbow. And that's huge. You see, if you notice, deep divers, I still got my turquoise, okay? I still got my turquoise. So I know a lot about the Navajo. Okay, Navajo, we're talking about the indigenous Native American people, the Navajo. So I always used to wear the turquoise. I still do, the turquoise pendant. And the Navajo are masters of extracting turquoise. This is some knowledge for you, okay? And there's a lot of wisdom in the Native American culture. And the Hopis were extremely wise. They already knew that the earth would be ravaged, because they realized that when you disrespect your mother, what happens? Deep divers, when you disrespect your mother, what happens? You gotta remind yourself who birthed you. And this is what's happened. We've disrespected our mother, which is Mother Nature, which is Gaia. There's a reason why David Attenborough came out of retirement to say, wait a minute, we are approaching the sixth mass extinction. He didn't want to get on Instagram, but he had to give you a message to say, if you don't do something, there's going to be no earth left, because we've overrun the planet. So now it's time for us to put aside our differences to say, wait a minute, we got to start fixing things. And that's why Davos, they're talking about the Great Reset, because they know that, whoops, we've gone too far. That's what this is all about. We've tampered with things we shouldn't have tampered with. We've played around with things we shouldn't have played around with. You're like, whoops, what did I just do there? So I want to remind you that we are all responsible for what's happening on the planet. We're all going to get through this, but we all played a part in it due to our ignorance. It's our collective shadow. Let me give a shout out to everybody who's here. Let me give a shout out to everybody who's here. AV, you are appreciated. I'll give you some of my stimulus. You helped me with my awakening years ago. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. And let me give a shout out to Ty. Let me give a shout out to Ty Davis. You are appreciated. 1111. You're making me dance, Ty.
On the track.
More fire.
Hey, deep divers, we just turned this whole video into a party. We just turned the whole video into a party, right? That's what it's about, deep divers. I'm here to bring back the fun into life, right? Ralph Smart brings back the fun into life, right? Let me give a shout out to you. You are appreciated. God bless you. I appreciate that. Let me shout out to everybody who's here. So once again, deep divers, we are seeing a turning of the tide. Yardley, you are appreciated. God bless you, bro. You are my positive spirit. Thank you. Grand Canyon TV, props for talking about Southwest. Props for talking about Southwest natives. Absolutely. You see, when you study the Native American culture, what they said, a lot of the chiefs that, see, when you, everything has a consequence. And there's something called karma. And this is why a lot of people know this is also part of the collective karma. Everything that's happening, from the way we treated the planet to the way that we put animals in a zoo. Like I told you, if you go to the zoo, you think, oh, who cares? They're supposed to be there. But what's happened? You see, with the great conjunction, age of Aquarius, everything comes full circle. So the same animals you used to go and see in the zoo, now you're the one in the zoo, you're in the lockdown. Now you got to wear a face mask. Animals don't even have to wear a face mask. You got to wear a face mask. They're doing better than you. Right? What I'm trying to tell you, deep divers, is that tables get turned. In the last days, tables get turned. Human beings who are so free, if they don't honor each other and really respect Mother Nature, they will live enslaved. And this is why we have to pay attention to what we do, because it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. Nobody would have imagined this. But we got to remind ourselves we're not innocent completely. We took things for granted. If you don't appreciate what you have, don't complain when you lose it. A lot of people didn't even take freedom for granted. They didn't even take freedom. They didn't even value their freedom. They took it for granted. You know, a lot of people don't even remind themselves that every day, oh my gosh, once upon a time, I could just fly around the planet like it was nothing. You could go to Miami. You could go to Brazil. You could go to the UK, go to Germany. You didn't have to think about that. Now, it's like you're going through a hoop of fire. You got to get your PCR test. You got to take the shot. You got to do all kind of things. So it's like we don't even realize how good we had it. Now we're starting to realize the lesson in all of this, that we have to start getting back to putting more value on freedom. That's what matters the most. Not how expensive your car is or what Louis Vuitton bag you have. You know, while you were buying the Louis Vuitton bag, they were planning how to keep your ass in lockdown. You better recognize. You better recognize. Right? So, like I say, we can talk of trolls, deep divers, right? Hoops of fire, right? We can talk of trolls, deep divers, but I told you, the ones who are trolling you the most are the inorganic ones. They're punking you the most. They're playing you like a fiddle. You know, like I told you, life is a meme. And people don't realize every single day that this is all an experiment. I'm a psychologist, right? So I've studied experiments from the Milgram obedience experiment. And when you realize that throughout the ages, human beings have been controlled. It's not just today or yesterday. It's been happening from the moment human beings arrived here. Because we're not the only ones here. Elon Musk knows about that. Right? We're not the only ones here. So when you realize that right now, you got to realize you're not only dealing with humans. You're not only dealing with humans. You're dealing with predators in the astral realms. You're dealing with predators in the astral realms who use human beings, their energy. See, they feed off your fear. I've seen a lot of these entities. And they need the fear of human beings to survive. That's why every single day they got to make you afraid of everything. This is how they survive. They have to keep you in fear. You see, let me shout out to everybody who's here. Adam, you are appreciated. Their greatest power is your fear. That's their greatest power, is your fear. But their greatest fear is that you wake up to your true power. Slow motion this side. What did I just say? I said, their greatest power is your fear. That's their greatest power. It's your fear. But their greatest fear is that you wake up to your true power. That's what's happening. That's why inorganic ones are looking a little bit shaky, baby. They already know their time is up because we just had the great conjunction. Jupiter, which represents love, is the biggest planet in the universe, in the solar system. We got to remind ourselves, Saturn, we got to remind ourselves of the Saturn cult. In Rome, they used to worship Saturn. J.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings, he was talking about Saturn. That's what Lord of the Rings was all about. It was about who can be the ruler of the planet. Whoever had the ring of power, was the ruler of the Lord of the Ring. So there's a battle for Earth right now. A lot of people don't know that. And that's why throughout the ages, it was all about who was in the nobility, who had the rulership over the land. That's why monarchies rule all of the planet. They own all the land and keep the people in poverty, because it's all about who is the Lord of the Ring, who has dominion over everything. Right? So I want to remind you, which video was deleted of mine? It was the Final Endgame video. And it is a final endgame. It's over for the Matrix. This is collapsing faster than you can say you know what. Only because you see, something very dangerous has happened. And the dangerous thing that happened was to stop something, right? That was the big mistake they made, but they had to make it. What I'm talking about is that they press pause on the machine, and this is dangerous. So what happened in those months of lockdown? People were at home. What happened when children didn't have to go to school, when they're at home with their family and all of these things? It stops the programming for a few months. That's dangerous. So in the good news is that now people have pressed pause for a few moments on the machine. People have had time to have more introspection. What are a lot of people doing in lockdown, deep divers? What are you doing? Right? What are a lot of people doing right now in a global pandemic? Well, they're social distancing. So a lot of people are by themselves. Now, that can also be a benefit. It gives you time to take a look at yourself, right? So a lot of people have never spent any time by themselves. They've always been rushing around. Now everything has come to a grinding halt. A lot of people are having a breakdown. A lot of people are having a breakdown. And whenever you have a breakdown, it only means the breakthrough is on the way. Let me give a shout out to everybody who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. X-Ron, you are appreciated. One Love, you inspired me to make Nibiru is coming. That's wonderful. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. You know, that's great to hear. I mean, the good news, as I see it, because of the nature of things, everyone is playing a different role. For me, I signed up to help people awaken. A lot of other people are now starting to awaken, but they're still stuck in certain jobs. They can't express themselves. Even a lot of these mainstream artists are starting to wake up, but they still got to play along with the game. But what you're going to have soon is people who are going to blow the lid off this whole thing. They're going to infiltrate the mainstream in the biggest way you've seen. You are going to have the biggest celebrities who are actually awakened, but they've hacked into the matrix and they're going to tell people the truth. And this is what's happening. I'm part of it. I'm doing this on a platform of 2 million people. Just want to say thank you, Wayne's World. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. Once again, everybody smash the like button, deep divers, if you're on this live. Smash the like button and share the link of this video. So I want to remind you that you can't just blame people, the government, politicians, celebrities. You can't blame them because they need an audience. They need people to go along with it. And many people go along with it. Sensei, you are appreciated. So I want to remind you that everything is built on supply and demand. The media put out a lot of fear because there's a demand for it. So the only way out of this is to take away the demand. And it stops. So I want to remind you every single day that this is a two-way thing. It's not the government doing this. It's people also complying and giving away their freedoms. But everything can stop if people, just like the passengers on that plane, said, hey, enough is enough. Unity is power all day, every day. Unity is power all day, every day. Just watch the video. That's fantastic. You know, like I said, fear is the greatest block of your manifestation. One love to everybody here. What do I think of CMOS? CMOS is fantastic. CMOS is a fantastic superfood. I like avocados as well. Let's loosen up, deep divers. Let's loosen up.
Beats on the track.
Oh, let's loosen up, deep divers. Let's loosen up. You see, I want to remind you. I want to remind you of one thing. That for the longest time, many people have been asleep, in a deep sleep, in a big trance. And now what's happening on the planet is that things have been taken away from people. See, I want to remind you, if you go to sleep, deep divers, has this happened to you before? You go to sleep, someone pulls the sheets off you, you're going to wake up. Oh my gosh. You see, what's happened to people on the planet is that someone, imagine you're sleeping for a second, deep divers, you're fast asleep. Someone pours cold water all over you. What's going to happen? You're going to wake up. That's what's happening right now on the planet. Cold water is being poured over everybody, and they've been asleep. Right? So what I'm telling you is that in great times of adversity, the biggest transformations happen. Slow motion this side. So I don't want us to see that everything happening is a bad thing. No, this will lead to a greater awakening. This global pandemic will lead to a greater awakening because it will force people to wake up and smell the coffee. And we got to remind ourselves every single day, it is a choice. It's a choice right now to be human or integrate with the AI technology. Let me shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Like I told you, I'm reading every comment here. Let's just dance, deep divers.
Some music on the beat.
Simbeats on the track.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm getting in those reggaeton vibes, right? Getting in those reggaeton vibes for you deep divers, okay? We're having fun right now. Jermaine, you are appreciated. Jermaine Cooley. It's significant to put your cape on for the incapable, help others find their own, but never for those who are willing to snatch yours off. The inorganic ones tried to put us in parasitic prisons. Hey, that was powerful right there. That was powerful right there. Absolutely. It's significant to put your cape on for the incapable, help others find their own, but never for those who are willing to snatch yours off. Woo! Gotta drop a bomb on that. Love bomb. Absolutely. So, as I was saying, I want to remind you that, do you remember the time? Great song by Michael Jackson. Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time, deep divers, when people were free? There was a time on the planet where people were more free than they are right now. And we've forgotten that. Because it's been a long time. Right? And you see, it only takes 28 days for you to create a new neural pathway. In other words, a new habit. Just 28 days. So if you do something for 28 days, your brain is already rewired. Now, if you do something for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's a whole lot of rewiring. So I want to remind you, this is how a lot of people, as soon as they wake up, they're plugged in. We're all guilty of that, deep divers. We're all guilty of it. But this is the inorganic ones. This is their world. The AI is how this is how they live. They live in the AI. They live in the artificial intelligence. So no matter what you do, you won't be more powerful than them in the artificial world. They own it. You'll be more powerful in this world. I want to remind you, deep divers, shout out to everyone who's here, that there is a great awakening happening. Like I told you, Ralph Smart made his way to classrooms all around the world. And when someone sent me this, I said, oh my gosh. So you're telling me I don't even know where this is. But somehow, some way, we're breathing in the good ass prana, baby. People are saying, can I get a hello there in the classrooms? So you never know who's out there watching you, deep divers. That's why I always say, be mindful, because people are watching. Children are watching you in classrooms. So this is proof that there's a massive awakening happening. When Ralph Smart makes his way into classrooms all around the world, I mean, the teacher ain't even teaching. She's just like, Ralph, do your thing. Do your thing, Ralph. I'm like, okay. Can I get a hello there? But I want to remind you, deep divers, that I was happy to see that, because it shows that there are a lot of people who you would never expect to be watching your videos. I have a lot of great videos, but I was even shocked that they're playing my videos in mainstream schools, which are so rigid. But it's showing me that the matrix is collapsing and more people are ready to be free. The truth is coming out, and it's already out of the box. It's already out of the box, because now the teachers are awakening. The students are awakening. And this is the great news. So I want to remind you, deep divers, what you're doing is never in vain. Someone is watching. Someone is listening. Always remind yourself of that. You might think what I'm doing doesn't matter, but once again, it's getting sent somewhere. So everything I've done hasn't been in vain. Hasn't been in vain. It's getting sent somewhere. Someone's watching it somewhere around the world. So I always want to remind yourself of, I want you to remind yourself of that people are watching. So I want to remind you, let me shout out to everyone who's here. So many beautiful deep divers here. Let me give you all lots of good energy. I want to remind you that freedom is when you have nothing left to lose. That's the only time you can be truly free. Freedom is when you have nothing left to lose, but you have everything to gain. You see, a lot of people don't recognize their power. A lot of people don't realize that the 99% rules. This is the video I was talking about.
The baby, this is the baby. That's 1 year old. 1 year old. because the baby don't bring a mask?
But I'm Jewish. See, I have a yarmulke.
What's going on? Why are they going on? What are you accomplishing?
You're gonna pay the consequences. I'm having it all on tape. This is gonna go all over the news.
Germany!
This is going all over the news. You're all gonna suffer the consequences of this.
So that was a powerful video, Deep Divers. I spoke about it in the new video as well, right? So what did that guy just say? You're all going to suffer the consequences of this. And that was a powerful video. So we got to protect the children. And we got to realize mental health matters. Like I said, in a world of 7.8 billion people, nobody should be isolated. Nobody should be isolated. Nobody should be feeling helpless, right? William Curtis, you are appreciated. Everybody here, the chat is going so fast. So if you realize, Deep Divers, and this is what I want to tell you about as well. As you begin to dive deeper and deeper, you realize that things aren't always what they seem. Many people think it's just a physical world. That's it. No, this world is being run from another world. And I spoke about that in Spirit Guides. And this is where it gets trippy. Because you start to realize that, I'm not sure if you know about Plato's cave, right? Just go and take a look and read about Plato's cave. But Karina, you are appreciated. Thank you for everything. You have helped me more than you know and will from the stuff I have bought. You are appreciated, Kayla. Let me shout out to Kayla. Kayla in the house. So I want to remind you that this is not a physical battle. It's not a physical battle. And this is what you have to realize. It's got nothing to do with a physical battle. It's not even about protesting. That helps. But the revolution won't be televised. It will be internalized. This whole thing could end today. If everybody meditated, this whole thing could end today. If everybody said, you know what? I'm going to stop what I'm doing and meditate. Everything will be back to normal. The earth will be green again, instantly. So I want to remind you, it's not about attacking what you hate. It's about promoting what you love. Every single day. That's what I'm doing. I'm part of the change, baby. I'm part of the change. Let me shout out to everybody who's here. Once again, Deep Divers, smash the like button. Smash the like button and let them know we're live. Karina, you are appreciated. Thank you for everything. You have helped me more than you know and will from the stuff I have bought with me from you speaking on my screen. What did you buy? You are appreciated. What did you buy? Talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me what you bought. So when you realize, just like Bill Hicks said, it's all a ride. It's just a ride. When I was making the video and you saw those children in the background trying to make noise, trying to put the tree in the video, I wasn't tripping. I was like, hey, that's what children do. They're just here to have fun. They don't know why Ralph Smarty is making a video right now. Right? They don't know what he's doing. For them, it's just all fun and games, because life is but a dream. It's just we're here to express ourselves in a very free way. So when you realize that children are here to remind us we have to reconnect back to our inner child, and in fact, them being in that video made the video even better. Me saying, hey, I'm trying to make a video here. Didn't that make the video even better, deep divers? It was an organic moment. Right? So you just remind yourself that this is how life should be. It should be organic. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to loosen up. And when you learn that you're not here to be in constant fear every single day, you're here to have fun. Children aren't afraid of what's happening until the parents make them. Right? So it's always good to see people are loosening up every single day. I mean, I want to remind you, deep divers, how beautiful this planet is. Just look at this place. Doesn't this look like a fairy tale? You're like, oh my gosh. Imagine having a picnic somewhere like in one of those fields. I mean, it's just amazing how beautiful this planet is. That's why I told you, don't forget that this is a paradise. This planet is a paradise. It's just that humans have messed it up. Now we got to fix it back. Right? This planet is a true paradise. You see, I've been to the best waterfalls in Hawaii. I just put out a video in Hawaii. I was in Manoa Falls, and you see it. You can see the video. The waterfall is literally so powerful. The water's coming down. And you realize when you're in Hawaii, if you haven't been to Hawaii, go to Hawaii, deep divers, and you will see real beauty. Real beauty. Great beauty. So I want to remind you, the world we live in is truly beautiful. It's just that we've forgotten. And we gotta tear down the concrete jungle. And once again, Bob Marley spoke about that, the concrete jungle. He spoke of the concrete jungle. And right now, I'm not bashing any artist, because I'm supporting every artist who's putting out a great message. I'm just reminding you artists that you could be something more than what you're putting out. Because I know a lot of these artists watch my videos. All of these mainstream artists, they watch my videos. So a lot of the time I talk to them. I did the video on 6ix9ine even, because I know they're watching. A lot of them are lost. They want help. They need to know which way to go. They got millions of followers on Instagram. But they need to start taking a note from Bob Marley's book. And I want to tell you this as well, deep divers. Like, you are more free than you know. If you can even go outside and just do the 360, you are more free than you know. Because a lot of people can't do that. See, one thing about fame is a trap. And this is part of the Great Awakening. I'm not famous, deep divers. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a spiritual being having a human experience. There are no celebrities. Everybody's is a star. So when you start to awaken, you realize everybody is the same. We are all part of the one consciousness. You see, this is higher learning. And when you see it like that, you know, a lot of people, they've met me in person. They're like, Ralph, you just talk to me like a friend. I'm like, that's because I am your friend. Right? I don't need the red carpet. Actually, pull out the red carpet for me, man. Right? We don't need to act all bougie. But this is what happens. This is how the inorganic ones put people against each other. They say, hey, you are the celebrity, you have the millions of followers, and everyone else is below you. So a lot of these artists, they get a big head. They think that they are better than other people. And that's why they don't speak to you like people. So I want to remind you that you have to realize you are the star, not them. You got to realize as well, the real celebrities are the ones who are on the front lines, the whistleblowers, the truth tellers, the way showers. They're the real celebrities, because they're actually helping you wake up. But the ones who you're worshiping, they ain't doing shit for you. They don't care. They're helping dumb you down. But it goes back to even ancient times where people who spread the lies were praised more than people who said the truth. But you see, the tables are being turned, because I told you, with a great conjunction, it's all come full circle. Now, it's not cool to tell lies anymore, because we're in the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is the water bearer. This is the age of information, the information age. That means you have access to information, which means the truth is out there. The truth is in here. You can find it. It's not hard to find. So now people are hungry for the truth. You can't listen to music videos degrading women, promoting a fake lifestyle. That was so 90s. That was like 90, 92, 95, 96. We're in a whole new age right now. That ain't going to fly around here, because we already seen it too many times. You see, even the Matrix can expose itself because it's repetition. It's the same formula. I used to watch music videos growing up, deep divers on MTV. Same formula. Get the girls in the videos, the cars. You pretend you're living a rich life, but you're not really. So it's the same formula every artist uses. Same formula, same video, same song, same beat, no originality. You see, because of this, it's over. It's over. That's why they're on their way out. Right now, it's time for a higher vibration to come in, and it's coming in. So right now, people are more geared to the message. That's why I don't care how great the beat is, but if you ain't saying anything, it's hard for me to vibe to it. Let me shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. But this is a great time to realize we are moving in a direction which is inevitable. And this is a direction which I spoke about in my book, Mr. Leonard C. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. This is a direction I spoke about in my book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. That we're reaching a point where you have to make a choice right now, because many people are slowly turning into cyborgs. Demolition Man showed you, because I always tell you, it's always predictive programming they talk about. They tell you what they're gonna do. Demolition Man, the AI was finding people for swearing. They had video chats, Skype calls, all kind of things in that film. And what happened? Now we got Skype calls. We got the video chat. So what I'm telling you is that there is technology that will blow your mind. I'll give you one, for example. And you'll see this in the next 10 years, a technology where you will have holograms as video chats. So if you want to call someone, they will appear to you in a 3D form. That's in my book, Triathlon, The Love of a Galaxy. They will appear to you in a 3D form. You see, when you realize that this technology has always been around, from even ancient Egypt, technology has always been around. That's why they're trying to dig and find those tombs. How did they build the pyramids? Nobody knows. We can't even build it today, right? Would you ever talk about Elon Musk's Neuralink? Absolutely. You see, Elon Musk, who is wanting to go to Mars, Easton, you are appreciated. He's already sent rockets to Mars. He's a smart guy in terms of he knows they've got to find somewhere else to live. Because right now, we are overrunning the planet. You see, if you watch the film Elysium, you know what I'm talking about. In that film, all the wealthy people, the billionaires, they were trying to get the hell out of planet Earth because they saw what it was becoming. And that's the same thing that's happening right now. They want to leave you here and put you in the camps, while they go off and enjoy somewhere else. So there's a reason why they're sending rockets to Mars, because they're on the lookout for other places to live. So you got to remind yourself that this is just for you to wake up, that they've been traveling all around this place. Secret space missions, all kind of things. Look up Roswell. And they know we're not alone. You know, just type in Kepler 452b. Just type in that, Kepler 452b. That's planet Earth 2.0. It's a replica of planet Earth, because what they don't tell you is that there are doubles of planets. There are planets which are identical. In fact, not only are there parallel universes, there are planets which are identical. And Kepler 452b, they call it Earth 2.0. It's exactly like planet Earth. So, like I told you, when you go deep down the rabbit hole, when you go deep down the rabbit hole, you just realize that you don't know shit. You realize that there's so much more to learn about the nature of things, about what's really happening. And this is part of the awakening, to say, wait a minute, we don't know what's happening, because you've been programmed your entire life. And a lot of the people like Elon Musk, they know what time it is. They know exactly what's happening. And that's why they're working every single day. He said he doesn't go to bed till 2 o'clock. He's got things to do. Missions to go on to Mars. Let me give a shout out to everyone who's here. Once again, Deep Divers, smash the like button and share this link. Smash the like button and share this link. Say Ralph Smart is live. Let me give a shout out to Mr. Leonard C. You are appreciated. Hello, my spiritual OG, Ralph. Peace and blessings. I appreciate you for kicking it live tonight. I sent you an email introducing myself and in regard to a private consultation. Let me know if you have received it. Thanks for all you do. 1111. Hey, I appreciate that, Leonard. You are appreciated. You are definitely email me again. We can sort it out. No problem. No problem. No problem. So let me read these comments and give thanks. Rory, you are appreciated. Rory, you are appreciated. Thank you for everything that you do. I've learned so much from you. I appreciate you, brother. In fact, let me play you a song I produced. You know, I always say music can raise the frequency. I'm a producer. So let me play you this song. Let me know how you find it. Oh yeah, that was just some good vibes for you, right? That's just appreciation for you. That's a song called Summer. So I want to remind you, deep divers, there is an awakening happening. And you got to remind yourself to celebrate more. The more you move out of the fear frequency, the more you can manifest, because fear blocks manifestation. And this is why the inorganic ones need you in fear 24/7 to block the manifestation. When you have no fear, manifestation is easy. So walk in the park. You walk outside, the world is yours. So I want to remind you, the 99%, just like those passengers on that plane who said, wait a minute, we're going to stand in solidarity with the mother of the 1-year-old. We're all going to get off the plane. And that's how change happens. That's the only way change can happen. You got to remind yourself the 99% holds the power when they come together. It is a final end game. That was the video that was deleted, deep divers. I did that video. Final end game. In fact, YouTube put a strike on my channel. That was in December. But there is a final end game. It's a final end game because the chickens have come home to roost. And what's happening right now is that not only is Big Brother watching you, we're all watching you. We're watching the Big Brother. We are the Big Brother. Everyone's got a cell phone, right? People are capturing what police are doing. If they're not doing their job properly, it's all on film. So now everyone is being watched, which means the truth is coming out. There's nowhere to hide anymore. Things can't be done in the dark or behind closed doors. It's all out. James Crumsy, you are appreciated. I listen to a Ralph Smart recording every day. Peace, infinite waters, diving deeply, feeling alive. I've become the spoon. There is no spoon. Absolutely. There is no spoon. When you realize this is profound. There is no spoon. There is no world outside of you. This is the awakening that you want to wake up to. There is no world outside of you. There is no media without your attention. There is no government without your attention. There isn't even a global pandemic without your attention. Everything is based on how you think, what you think, and where your focus is. That's what's creating your reality. So when you realize how it works, they need you to focus every single day outside of yourself. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Rushan Vivo, you are appreciated. I love thinking rainbows into existence, sending ripples all throughout the skies, making things like this happen. We are your spirit guides. Hey, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. So just remind yourself there is hope. There is a lot of hope right now that people are starting to wake up. People are starting to, let me play the video again.
The baby, this is the baby. That's 1 year old. 1 year old.
Because the baby don't bring a mask, but I'm Jewish. See, I have a yarmulke.
What's going on? Why are they going on? What are you accomplishing?
You're gonna pay the consequences. I'm having it all on tape. This is gonna go all over the news.
Germany.
This is going all over the news. You're all gonna suffer the consequences of this.
Right. So that was a powerful video. And it shows that people are, even in the matrix, starting to wake up slowly. But it's more so showing us that the 99% have the power. When you can remove fear from your reality. When you can just dance a bit.
Some music on the beat.
Simbeats on the track.
Dance Rob, I'm feeling the groove, deep divers. I'm feeling the groove, truly feeling the groove. Wicked beat, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me shout out to Official Biz. You are appreciated. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts and blessings with the planet every single day. It truly does feel so good to be alive. We always have the power to choose. That's powerful. We always have the power to choose how we feel. One love in the universe. Absolutely. And that's the thing, deep divers. You always have a power to choose how you feel. You always have a power to choose which side you're on. You see, we all have a choice, and you have to make the choice because it has consequences. A lot of people who I started out with, they chose a different path than me. And this is what we all have to remind ourselves of. We can be part of the problem or part of the solution. You have to remind yourself, just like in the film The Matrix, you can choose to be a Neo and find your power, or you can choose to get plugged back right in the Matrix. Like I told you, a lot of these celebrities, some of them are awake, but they chose to be Cypher, which is, you know what? I'm going to go back into the Matrix. Screw this, right? So it's a choice. You can choose which side you want to be on, and it's just about your own personal integrity. Some people know what's happening, but they choose to hide the truth from people. Some people know what's happening, but they're quiet about it, right? Some people know what's happening, but they don't want other people to wake up. They hide it. But some people know what's happening, and they want to help other people. They want to remind people that, hey, you came here to be free, live your life in nature. And this is the choice. You can choose to stay not breathing, or you can choose to breathe in the good ass prana. Red pill, blue pill. It's a choice between ignorance and the truth. You see, the film The Matrix wasn't a film, it was actually a documentary written by Sophia Stewart. She wrote The Matrix and The Terminator. And Sophia Stewart, this was a big news story. You can go and check in the BBC archives and all over. Just type in Sophia Stewart, the woman who wrote The Matrix. She was in a big court case. Because the Wachowski brothers, they don't really talk a lot about The Matrix. Like, who gave them that idea to come up with The Matrix? Like, who wrote the script? They don't talk about it. But whoever wrote the film The Matrix was awake and aware of what's happening. Right? Whoever wrote that film, because The Matrix came out in 1999. It was way ahead of its time. Special effects, but also the message. And whoever wrote The Matrix was very smart. Right? But I want to remind you as well, The Matrix had a story in it that there is an Agent Smith in your life right now. There is an Agent Smith in your family. One of your close friends is an Agent Smith. And therefore, you have to be aware of that. You have to realize that not everybody wants to see you wake up. And this is not a negative thing. It's just about the yin and the yang. And this is the red pill of truth, that we actually need the inorganic ones to create the balance. It's part of the light and the shadow. There's always a shadow, even in the brightest light. There's always a shadow lurking around. So we have to remind ourselves that there's always going to be a force. Some people call it the dark side, whatever you want to call it. There's always a force around. And it's not a negative thing. The dark side is not a negative thing. It's the shadow side. So when you learn how to use the shadow, when you learn how to ride the dragon, you empower yourself. And that's why they didn't kill the dragon. You hear these medieval fairy tales. They don't kill the dragon. They ride the dragon. Because dragon is symbolic of your lower nature. If you can learn to master your lower nature, that's why there's a big movement with the semen retention, no FAP, right? Because people are starting to realize, I mean, you've had great sexual practitioners like Mantak Chia, cultivating sexual energy. They start to realize if you can harness that lower energy, not kill it, but if you can raise it up to the crown chakra, you literally become a superhero. The dragon is very powerful. You don't kill it. You ride the dragon, right? You ride the dragon. So I want to remind you, even the inorganic ones aren't negative, all negative. You can use them to power you up if you know how to work it. You can use the so-called doom and gloom. You can use that as fuel to power yourself up. You can charge yourself with it. If you know how to use the forces, it's called alchemy. You turn lead into gold. You turn lead into gold. So you can take the crudest material, the worst energy, and you can make it into heaven if you know how to become an alchemist. So right now, we got to remind ourselves, we got to learn how to become alchemists. And that's why I truly feel people are moving towards alchemy. But at the same time, it's not about just, because a lot of people in the spiritual community, there's something called spiritual bypassing, where what would happen is, let's just say you're locked in a lift, right? You're locked in a lift for like 5 hours. A lot of people might say, well, this is because I had to learn something here. That's cool. Or they should have just fixed the lift properly. So a lot of people do spiritual bypassing where they say, like, if a lot of bad things are happening, like lockdown, face mask, they say, hey, this is supposed to happen. No, you have to remind yourself that you can change it if you don't want it. So not everything that happens is positive, right? Because someone can slap you in the face and you can say, that was meant to happen. No, that's not supposed to smack you. Right? So you don't want to fall into the trap that everything is positive. No, just like those passengers on the plane, they had to make a stand. So you're going to have to learn to make a stand and realize that if you think it's just about singing Kumbaya and everything is going to be all right, you're going to get fed to the wolves. They're going to eat you alive, because you got to remind yourself that they hope you just give your consent and be quiet. The moment you make noise, they get scared. The moment you start to speak up, they lose their power. So remind yourself, you don't want to be someone who's just docile and goes along with everything, because that's what fools do. Fools just go along with everything. Simon says, do this, they do it. Simon says do that, they do it. You got no backbone. You got no backbone, right? So you got to remind yourself you want to have a backbone. You want to stand on something. You want to stand up for your rights, at least stand up for what you believe is true. Because if not, you just become a laughing stock. You just become a laughing stock to the inorganic ones. You know, let me shout out to everyone who's here, Deep Divers. We're just having fun. We're just having fun right now. Trent Thomas, you are appreciated. Let me shout out to Trent Thomas. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Once again, Deep Divers, make sure you smash the like button. Smash the like button and share this link. Trent Thomas, you are appreciated. You can make money and follow the path solutions. You are appreciated. I appreciate that. G Baby, you are appreciated. So I want to remind you of this as well, Deep Divers. How is my day? I'm grateful every day. Like I say, I'm not complaining, because life is good when you make it good. I make it good every day. Every other day at least. Okay, once a week. Deep Divers. I want to tell you what's been floating around the place, and I want you to be aware of this. There's a term called COVIDiot. Right? There's a term called a COVIDiot. And a COVIDiot is somebody... A COVIDiot is somebody who doesn't believe everything the media tell them. You're a COVIDiot. So you have to be aware. This is how the inorganic ones control people. They turn one against another. So a lot of people, because I told you the split was coming. I told you that in 2019, there's going to be a huge split, and you're going to see it more in the up and coming months, where you're going to have people who are so believing everything the media tells them, and you're going to have people who can see through it all. But you are going to have a split. It's already happening. I guarantee you, you know someone right now who believes everything that's happening, 100%. You can't tell them otherwise. They look at you like you crazy. It's already happening. You got people who are programmed, like Morpheus said in The Matrix. When people are so far in, and after a certain age, it's impossible almost to get them unplugged because they're too far gone. So I want to remind you, in these times, it's not personal. If you have falling outs with friends and family over what's happening, it's not personal. It's just that people are at a different level of consciousness. People are at a different level. There's levels to this shit. And the split is happening. You're seeing it. People you know have already got it. Already got the shots, all of that. And some people are saying, actually, I'm going to stand in my power. So you're having this split that's happening all around the world right now. And in a way, it's a good thing, because you're now seeing people for who they truly are. You're now seeing people who are afraid, people who aren't afraid. And that's the good thing. Let's just dance, Deep Divers.
Some music on the beat.
Simbeats on the track.
Oh yeah. That's for you, deep divers. Like I said, see, music like that reminds you it's good to live. It's good to be alive. It feels so good to be alive. Like, let's not forget why we're here. We're here to, I'm somebody who likes to be in beautiful places, beaches, nice weather, waterfalls pouring down. And I'm here to remind you that you can have that as well. Planet Earth is beautiful. Like I said, look at this place. Look at all of these beautiful nature spaces. All of this beautiful nature. Look at all of this beautiful nature. So, let's remind ourselves we're living in a great place. It's just that we have to get right with the planet. So, let's celebrate, deep divers, that people are waking up. Let's celebrate that people on that plane were standing in solidarity with that woman and her 1-year-old son. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. So many beautiful deep divers. Alexandria, you are appreciated. Hi, Ralph. Universal blessings to you and everyone. Love and light and everything bright. I like that. I like that. One thing I want to tell you as well, deep divers, is that in the awakening, and part of really going to the next level of awareness and consciousness, part of being a superhero that you are, is to remind yourself that you're not even using 1% of your true potential, of your true talent. And when you access more percent of your brain, if you watch that film Lucy, it shows you when you access whole brain functioning, you can literally do anything. And this is the secret of why it's so important to go on the journey within. Why it's so important to find out who you are. You can move mountains. You can do phenomenal things, telepathy, telekinesis, all kind of things, when you really go on the journey within. And this is why it is so empowering when you realize we don't even know what we can do. We don't even know what we can do. We are literally gods in amnesia, superheroes in amnesia. And when you start to tap into a bit of it, you start to see, oh my gosh, I can do this. We can do phenomenal things. That's the thing. Our DNA is a biological internet. Your DNA is a biological internet. You can do all kind of things. All kind of things. So we got to remind ourselves that we got a lot going for us. We got a lot going for us. Let me give a shout out to everyone who's here. One love to everybody. I see you. Afroza, you are appreciated. Let me give a shout out to Afroza. Afrosia, you are appreciated. Hi, Ralph. Thanks a lot for everything. I love your book. Let me plug my book. What's your book, Ralph? Wait a minute. That's the book. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon, ralphsmart.com/the book. I appreciate that. Afrosia, you are appreciated. Hi, Ralph. Thanks a lot for everything. I love your book. I really feel alive after reading it. take care. And that's the whole thing. When I actually wrote that book, Deep Divers, Feel Alive, when I wrote the book, Feel Alive, that was my intention, to really help people every single day wake up. So I want to remind you, Feel Alive is an Amazon #1 best-selling book. I told you, someone's listening, someone's reading. I told you, Ralph Smart made his way to the classrooms. Ralph Smart made his way to classrooms all around the world. So that's why I know firsthand someone's listening. People you would never expect are watching you. So never underestimate what you can do. Never underestimate how many people you can inspire, how many people can listen to you. I mean, the teacher ain't even teaching. She's like, Ralph, do your thing. Do your thing, Ralph. We need to breathe in that good ass prana. So I want to remind you, this is why there's a great awakening, because people like me and other people, we're infiltrating the mainstream. We're getting into schools. We're talking to the children, right? Not just the adults. I'm talking to the children, young children. You can see it right there. So I want to remind you that this is proof. You needed to hear that. You needed to hear that. This is proof. Like I told you, the awakening is strong. The truth is out there. Like any one of those children who heard one of my videos in that classroom, they'll be like, okay, let me watch some more, or let me research something. So all of a sudden, that's where the awakening starts. So never underestimate what you can do or who's listening. Everything I've done hasn't been in vain. Someone's out there listening. We're shifting things. We're moving things. We're moving mountains. And there is a great awakening. It's time to celebrate. But at the same time, it's time to realize we got to come together like Voltron. We got to say, wait a minute. Let's be like those passengers on that plane, the 99%. Now we can make a stand. And I told you, fear will block your manifestation. Fear is the trick. There's nothing to be afraid of. When you realize that, everything changes. Fear is how they get you. They say, hey, you better watch out. But like I told you, when you realize you're a multidimensional being, you already know you're immortal. You already know you are immortal. Your eternity itself. You're stardust. You're floating around like Carl Sagan said. You are infinite waters is the only vaccine I need. You realize you're stardust. Yeah, you realize you're stardust. Shout out to you. You realize you're stardust, right? So you realize there's nothing to be afraid of, because your soul is immortal. And this is why you have so much power, because you are the eternal now. You are the eternal now. So when you realize this, you are always there. You're always in existence. That's why when I was doing the video on spirit guides, I told you, no one ever really dies. No one ever really dies. Spirit lives on. So when that fear is out of the way, you realize I got to live my truth. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. So remind yourself, deep divers, every single day of that. You see, right now, on the planet, a lot of people are saying, wait a minute, I haven't seen someone smile in a while. And that's why a lot of people are saying, you know what? I want to smile. I haven't smiled in months. I don't even know what my smile looks like. Let me see it right now. Right? So remind yourself it's okay to smile. In fact, people can do a few things with some smiles right now. They can do a lot with some smiles right now. Yeah. You see, if you realize why everything is the way it is because the inorganic ones, their time is up. It's been up. And this is why things have intensified even more. Because the awakening is so huge. It's inevitable. And like I told you, if it seems like the villains are winning in the story, it's because the story is not over yet. Slow motion this side. See, that's the trippy thing about life. It's already written. The story goes like this, deep divers. The villains seems like they're winning, but in the end, the heroes rise. Justice is restored. See, that's the film that makes sense. And that's how it's going to end. But in the meantime, just remind yourself that you've got nothing to worry about. Remind yourself as well, you're not supposed to take all of this seriously. Like I said, I was doing a video. What happened? They were in the back, those children. That was just a glitch in the matrix. They're like, oh, this guy is doing a video. Let's have a bit of a joke. Jennifer, you are appreciated. Let's have a bit of a joke, right? So this is just showing you how this matrix works. You're not supposed to take everything so seriously. So remind yourself to have fun and remind yourself that children are closer to the truth than adults. Children are closer to the truth than adults. And that's why it's so important to reconnect back to your inner child, to say, wait a minute, let me reconnect back to my inner child. When was the last time you had fun? Like, when was the last time you had some fun? When was the last time, deep divers, you had some fun and just got silly? Just had a good time? Well, it's time for that right now. And this is the exit route out of this global pandemic. People have to loosen up and bring back the love, bring back the fun, bring back the freedom, bring back the community. And that's what it's all about. You know, deep divers, so many beautiful deep divers here. Once again, make sure you check out that video, deep divers. Make sure you check out that video. I'll be back as well. Remind yourself how beautiful Mother Nature is. Shout out to everyone who's been getting the book, ralphsmart.com. Now, / the book and Feel Alive on Amazon.com. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. ralphsmart.com / the book. Also, the Good Ass Prana shirts, ralphsmart.com / clothes. Like I told you, deep divers, you know, we had fun. Make sure you check out that video before it gets deleted. Yeah, they deleted one of my videos called Final Endgame. Final Endgame was deleted. And this was because we were going so hard with the truth they were looking a little bit shaky, baby. So we're going to go even harder. It's a final end game. Final end game. But like I told you, it is a final end game. We're in the last quarter right now. And the matrix is collapsing. Human beings are rising. The awakening is continuing. And just watch what happens in the next few weeks, few months. You're gonna see the lid being blown completely off this thing. Just watch. It was written. Deep divers, you are appreciated. Like I say, one love to everybody here. Glad you enjoyed the live deep divers. So let me just play this for you and we rock out. Yeah. One love to everybody. Let's go. One love. Let's go.
Some music on the beat.
Sim beats on the track.
Some music on the beat.
Sim beats on the track.
Greetings, wonderful deep divers. Like I said, my mic was off. I said, make sure you smash the like button and share this link. I love all of you. You are appreciated. I'll be back. As always, we got a whole lot to talk about tomorrow as well. So one love to everybody. You are appreciated. I love all of you. We out. One love. Let's go. Peace.